Well, hello, my friends, and thank you so much for tuning in with your girl, Latisha McKinney. Now, if this is your first time here or someone has shared this video with you, you can click that subscribe button and turn on your bell ringer, and you should not be missing anything, my friend. Now, in this class tutorial, this one was pretty long, so I split it up in two parts, and also I'm going to be very detailed in this tutorial. Now, the floor that I'm going to be using is from Hobby Lobby. However, you can use whatever floor that you like in whatever color you would like. Thank you for the pictures that's already been submitted in. Some people have been using floor around their houses, different colored flowers. That is so totally fine. Now, in this video, I'm going to be telling you some things that you can use in substitution so you would not be trying to go out to Michael's and Hobby Lobby in order to submit your pictures in. Now, I want you to know that this stem did not come with this penny flower on there at all. I'm going to show you what I did in order to get this look, because it's very important that you do this step. So when I go over this step, I'm going to go over it very detailed. And you can also pick some stems up like this from the Dollar Tree. Remember, everything that we're going to be using is going to be in the description box down below, even with the alternatives. Now, what I did, I measured how much I was going to need. I'm not going to tell you the measurements. This is why, because it depends on how much you want to use for your design. So all I did was just use my floral cutters and took out how much I needed off for this design. Next, what I'm going to do is just remove the flower head. Now, this has two flower heads on there. And you see that little like thorn piece right there that's sticking up? We're going to place hot glue on there, and then we're going to place our desired flower on there. I'm placing my hot glue on there now. Just place a small, just like a little dab of it. Now I am placing on my penny flower. And make sure that you're very careful when you're doing this step, because the hot glue can run over. You see that? It can run over. And make sure it does not touch your flower petals at all. So I'm going to remove this hot glue that's on there. And this is how it looks once I have removed the hot glue from off of there. You want everything to look fresh. Now, I wanted to let you know they do have some in Dollar Tree that look similar to those. Now let's move along to my favorite flowers in the world, and those are the hydrangeas. I love these. Now we're going to be taking these apart, and this is how I'm going to do it. I'm twisting it off, and I'm going to remove the whole entire head. So I'm going to take out part number 1 and then part number 2. So that's part number 1, and then I am going to twist off part number 2, just like that. Now we're going to do the same step we did in step number 1. Now we're going to be hot gluing on this hydrangea the same exact way we did the penny flower. Place your hot glue on there just a little bit. Now we're going to start placing our hydrangeas onto our stem. So I'm starting out with the first one. And then I'm going to place some hot glue right there where the stem is sticking out of the hydrangea. And then I'm going to place the other one on top of that. We're going to seal that in with some hot glue, and then we're going to place the next one on top of that one, just like it was before. We're just placing it on the stem. There we go. And just hold it until it's dry. Don't move too quickly, because it does take a moment for it to dry. Now, once it starts to dry, you're going to start shaping your hydrangea, because you can see once I have like taken everything apart that everything is just like all over the place. So we're going to start shaping our hydrangea back to its original style. See, I'm just mashing it in together. Just shaping it back up into place. And that's why I want to tell you to make sure that your hot glue is completely dry, because if it's not, it'll just come apart. And there we go. And now we have our stem with our hydrangea on there. So this is number 2. Now we have our penny flower. that's on a stem, which is great. And we also have our hydrangea too. The reason why I showed you these steps, just in case you want to do a floral arrangement that has that swag that comes all the way down. And they also have them at the Dollar Tree, so you can use the Dollar Tree for this too. So if you want to have like a long like stem coming down your vase, you can use this look instead of just having just the long plain stems like this, the long plain little heads on there. So this is just to make your heads just look more beautiful, more fuller when it's coming along the side of your vase. Now I'm not going to hot glue any of my flower heads onto the ones like I showed you in this video, because I want to keep my floral in great condition. Now for the roses, you can pick some roses up from the Dollar Tree, or you can use any that you have at home, but however, I'm going to use this one here. And remember, you can use some of any color, so you do not have to use the same exact colors that I am using. Now, remember this step, everyone, and I will have it open so you can come back to it, because we're going to be doing our other floral classes with some techniques like this, because we're going to do taller centerpieces. So make sure you remember these steps. Now what we're going to do is the adhering. We're going to take the Dollar Tree candle holder, which you can find right here in the Dollar Tree, and we're going to adhere it to our floral foam. Now when you're getting your floral foam, make sure you get the one that's for the artificial flowers, not this one right here, because those are for the ones that are for the real flowers. Now what I did was adhere my Dollar Tree candle holder onto my floral foam. Just hold it down and make sure that it is secure. So I'm pressing down a little bit, and there we go. It doesn't take it very long. Once it's dry, we're going to go ahead and start inserting our floral into our floral foam. Now we're going to insert in our stem that has the penny flower on it right there in front of our candle holder. There we go. Press down, but do not puncture through. Meaning don't go all the way through where the stem is sticking out on the other side. Now I'm not going to hot glue any of the petals together, and I told you all why, because we're going to be using a lot more of these flowers in our future tutorials. And another thing that you can do, you can hot glue the stem before you place it inside of your floral foam if you want it, for a more permanent hold. Now for this stem, we're going to leave everything as it is. Just leave everything as it is. Go ahead on and cut it to size and insert it into your floral foam. We're not going to remove any of the heads from off of here, so just leave it as it is. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place in our hydrangea. So remember, for your hydrangeas, you can get hydrangeas from the Dollar Tree that says hydrangeas. It may take at least 2 of those heads in order to have it to be as full as this one is. So I want to show you all something when you don't cut it to the proper length. You see how that is still sticking out on the side? So you want to make sure you cut it at a length that it is closest to your candle holder. So you want it as close as you can get it. So I'm going to cut off just a little bit more. And then I'm going to insert it back into my floral foam right there. Now look at this. We have it where it is close as we can get it to the candle holder, because you don't want any gaps in between your design. Now anytime you're placing in any hydrangeas, just make sure that with the artificial ones that you do shape it back out. And correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not sure. I think that you can use at least 2 flower heads to make it as full as the ones from Hobby Lobby. I'm not sure, but let me know in the comments down below. So we're going to go ahead and place in some more flowers. Now this one that I'm going to do, I'm going to go in slow motion. I'm not going to slow the video down. I'm just going to go slow when I'm doing it. So I'm taking this one, taking that flower head, going around the back side of my penny flower, and then I'm going to come back around. Now in part 2, we're going to pick up where we left off right here, because if you read the website, it's only a 10-minute class. So we're going to pick up where we left off right here in this step. Now my friends, I thank you so much for tuning in with me, Latisha McKinney, and I will see you all in the next tutorial, Lord's willing. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Bye-bye.